Art students, Brian Proctor, the art teacher, back again with another lesson, and this is going to be action pose position number something is here. So this is a pretty good one because I took this position and I kind of tweaked it a lot so that you can make several positions from this one position, and I think I'm going to start doing that with my action pose positions instead of just drawing one position, or show you how to draw one position, show you how to draw that one position and tweak it a little bit so that it will become a whole other position almost. So this is a good one, so stay with me, and let's go on over here to the drawing table and get this class started. Let's roll. All right, our students, this is the final product. This is the final product. This is the final picture of what I'm going to show you today. It's a nice little flying position, and I take this position and I twist it around a little bit to show you 3 or 4 more positions you can make out of this. Very good class. Stay tuned. Go get you some water, some snacks. Come back. We're going to take off and we're going to do this picture. All right, let's get to going. All right, so this position is different and not different. I'm trying to figure out how to show you guys. Teaching is easy. It's just the presentation which is hard. So first thing, let's make sure we're not going off the page by marking where we don't want to go past. Okay, now the most important part is the torso. That is, I don't care what people say, that is the most important part, because the torso, which is just an oval, tells you the direction your character is in, how much your character is leaning. So when you get that right, then you pretty much got your action part going. So this is the oval. Everybody knows how to draw an oval. So if I put my center line here, he's going to be facing you. If I put it over here, the body's going to be more turned. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to turn the body to the side, because usually when action comes, you don't want a straight line. You never want a straight line. You want an angled line or a curved line to represent action. So we're going to twist the body over here. Now what this is going to be like a flying position. So I'm going to curve the whole thing like this. So this is going to be his torso, and his body's going to be curved because he's going to be flying. So also, I said I'm going to stop saying so. I have to find another word to replace the word so. We're going to tilt the collarbone also because he's flying. Now, one thing that I always say is, if you're facing, where's my little cheat sheet here, my little sketch sheet. If you are drawing, let's see, you're drawing somebody straight forward. You have your center line, your collarbone is like a T, and then your chest like this. Now, if you start to bend that person over, center line, collarbone, that collarbone is not going to be straight across like this. It's going to start to come down like that, almost like a Y. It's going to make that diamond shape. So the more you bend down, the more or the deeper that Y is going to be, like so. And then you're going to have the head here, the head here, and the head here. So just remember that whenever you're doing your character, how much is he leaning forward? Like if you're going to run, if this guy's going to run to me, dun, 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 run to me. So you got that one leg here, got the foot, you got the other leg in like this. If he's running, so his arm would be back. This arm would be back. I think it's tilted this way. This arm would be forward, like that. Okay, well, anyway, let's drop this arm, this hand, just so I can show you what I want to show you. So I'm going to put this hand down. It's going to be a slower run. Now, if he's running toward me, he's not going to be straight up. His head's not going to be straight up like that. That's like a slow, happy to see you run, I'm coming to jump in your arms type of thing. But if you want a serious run, you're going to have to tilt him over. So this collarbone is not going to be here. His collarbone is going to be down like that, with his head down into his shoulders like this. So that gives you that more action. So the deeper you put that Y, the more bent over your character is going to be, and the more you put that head into the shoulder like that. So that's a whole nother video. That's a strong point that you have to remember. So let's do this. We're gonna hit this, and we're gonna bend him over. So we're gonna make that Y, and it's gonna be a diamond. Right there at the top of there, we're going to have the delts. And then we're going to have that upside down V, or that mountain. Now he's going to be curving around, so remember that's the position we're going to go. So we're going to take this and we're going to curve it around too. So here we're going to have the tuna can, and because we're going to be looking up at him, at this part it's going to be a little twisted, or is it? We have the tuna can, the house, remember, the point is going to be down here, upside down house. And then the leg, which is going to come around. It's going to have that little curve to it. Keeping with this line here. Now I could twist the body a little bit more, but I'm going to give him some lats. We'll see after I pull back from the drawing itself. Because I don't want them straight up, I want them curved in. Let me see if I can just curve that leg in a little more. Just because. So I'm going to bring that angle over. Yeah, I'm not trying to bring the leg, I'm trying to actually curve it. Or I'm not trying to bring the leg across, I'm trying to curve it. It's going to be straight, but because he's flying, kind of like an up position, that leg is going to have that little bit of curve. Calf, and then that. So that gives me that little bit of curve. Now this other leg, this is the part that we want to talk about, but first let's do the arms. Let's finish the shoulder, that diamond, which comes into that delt. How much back is that? And consider this part one piece, the chest and the delts. Always consider that one piece like a, what do you call it, the football padding. Don't try to separate, just think of it as one piece. That way it's just easier. So if he's bent over, the chest is going to be curved and it's going to come down, and the delts is going to be like that. Just consider it one piece, and then you can make the little striation changes later. Striation changes? The little shadow changes later, because it curves around like this. It comes in and it curves around and down, and then you have this that curves in, just like you have the chest that curves in, and then it comes out and curves in and curves around again, and then this is basically, it's just your shadow where it dips in. You have that shadow, and then your neck comes to that point there, and then you have your chin here, and then your shoulder. These are your traps, actually. It's all called your shoulder, but just your traps. Trapezoids. All right, so where was I? One piece. If you have to bring this down a little bit more if you have to, because your chest, you don't want a short chest. You don't want a chest way up here. You want a good size chest. Curve that around. That's my beetle, part of the beetle. Look at my old videos, you'll understand what I'm saying. And then this. One piece. So this actually goes back. The delt actually goes behind. It goes behind the shoulder and connects back here in the back somewhere. So it's curved like this, like that. Same thing with this one. It depends on the angle that you are drawing, whether you see it curve around or not. But that's what they're like. All right, so we have this. He's going to go back, and so we're going to put this other arm back here. It's going to go back and it's going to come out. So we'll say for now, right about here, and then there's a fist right here. Now this arm here is going to come down. So this is the part where what are you trying to say? This is the part that determines how much action position has. You can do the arm like this and have it down. You can do the arm like this and have it come around to the front, and there's your fist right here. You can do your arm and have it up like this, That's the things that you play with, little things like that. Like you're going to keep this leg. This is a must because it looks like he's flying up. And then let's just put the foot here. And if you have trouble drawing a foot, just do kind of like a diamond like that and then flatten it off like that. So that shape would be like this. Up and then in like that. You know, if you put a point to it, it'll be, what is that? A pin. What do you call those? A nib to a pin. Always look at stuff as shapes. Always look at stuff as shapes, and it will make drawing so simpler. So we got this. Oh, and if you hear that rumbling in the background, which I just totally ignored, it's about to storm here. And I don't think it knows what it wants, if it wants to storm, but it's about to storm or it's storming somewhere, but we're getting the leftover stormy sounds or the beginning stormy sounds. So we're going to keep that. That's a must, and that's a must. It's because he's pulling his arm back. He's ready to he's cocking his arm back for the punch or the blast or whatever. So this one, you can choose from any range of motion, whichever suits you best. So let me do this, and then let me choose. I don't want this one up. That one, I don't want that one. So let's just start all over again. So this arm can either go back or it can come straight down, and now it's raining. So hopefully my power won't go out. So I'm going to do this. And as you see, this is basically just a cylinder. And we'll get into that when I show you how to do this leg. You have this one piece of cylinder, and you do the other piece of cylinder down, forward. Let's do this. Okay, here's a circle. Right here is the back of it. And here's the front of it, right here. And that's just doing, let's see if I can get this on camera. That's just basically doing this. You have your back of it, and then you have your front, and then you lie like this, except this one is going down at this angle, but you're still seeing it. And then you have your fists, however, like that. Let's just keep that for now. This is the leg that I want to show you. I want to put more emphasis on the leg, should I say. So at this point is where your neck is going to come out and up, and then your head. And I just do this because I can get the right angle, because let me do it with pencil because it's easier to erase. So if I do this, it's like, oh, that's too small, and then I'll go a little bigger, and then I'll go a little bigger until I get the shape that I need. That's why somebody asked me, why do you keep doing that? And basically it's just to get the shape and the size that I want, because just to say, whoop, there's the head right there. No, it's not, because it's crooked right here. So I keep going to get my hand loose until I get that final shape. And then it's easier for me to come back with a pencil or a pen or whatever, and then just get that shape right. So it's just about drawing. Just continue to draw, continue to draw. And I'm messing up my nice paper. This is supposed to be the final product paper. Okay, so this leg, again, we want to think cylinder. That's all the arms and legs are cylinders. This is an oval. This is a tuna can. That's I don't know that shape. And this is basically your upside down house. So we're going to do with this leg what we did with this arm. So there are different ways that you can have your character in this position. So we'll do the first half like that. And that's just an oval. That's just another oval with this little muscle here. And then you can bend this. This goes back. And I can have the foot back here somewhere. Seeing that? I should take a snapshot and compare all of them. And I thought about doing that. So, I mean, that's one way you can have the position. So the guy's like flying up. You have your speed lines to where he's flying up out of something, or he's dodged a blast or whatever. Or you can change the leg. As I said, it depends on one, the story. What is he doing at that point? Is he coming up from behind a building? Is he just, like I say, dodging a blast or something? Or is he just arriving on the scene? So it all depends on the story. So that's one way you can do the leg. Another way, get that right again. is, let's just say, you want to put the leg back. So it's going to go back. So it's going to be shorter because it's going back. And then you would have to draw through, draw through this leg here. So it's like that. And then let's just say the knee is going to be right here. The shin, the calf, like that. And then the foot. Like that. That's another way, another position. And each position tells a little bit of story about what time span you're at. And time span meaning if the script said for your character to walk through the door, as he's walking, is he at the door? Does he have his hand on the doorknob? Did he just open the door? Is he in the room completely? So each, what am I trying to say, is a different step. Like in a movie, you put all these together and it just keeps running. That's why you have your movie reels that look like this, because it's basically just shot after shot after shot of somebody doing something. Like, let's just say his head is right here, and then he moves his head up a little bit right here, and then he moves his head up here, and then finally his head is way up here. And that's the same thing with comics. It's basically the span of time. I mean, there's a different definition that is called, but every time you try to do a scene, if you're doing comics and you're doing a scene, you have to say what is the most tellable position that you can use for that particular scene. As I say, if he's coming through the door, if the script said John enters the room, okay, at what part or how far is he entering the room? Is he just opening the doorknob? Had he let it go and dropped his hands to the side? Is he closing the door from behind him? So you'd have to think about that. And that's the thing about comics. So as I say, this tells you the span of time. So what's happening? He flew up. He could have been in this position, but then he dropped his foot because this leg is going to go back and he's going to fly that way. So these things you have to do. So it's good to just sketch. As I said, when you draw, and I've said in another video, when you draw, don't draw to be perfect. Don't try to get your thing perfect. Just draw and then change the legs around, change the arms around, change stuff around to see. One is great practice, so you'll know what you're doing. Two, you can see a better position come out. And three, because I said so. All right, so let's just do this. Let's say I want to put the leg in another position. So again, with the cylinder, let's just say I want to put it out. I want to put it out. So like this. Oval, again, oval. Like that. It's a little centerpiece here. And this is your leg muscle. It's just a big muscle that kind of separates the leg. Doesn't separate the leg. It puts a dip in the leg. This is just how I determine how long my leg is going to be. Like that. And then I can put the knee. I can put the other part of the leg right here. And this half of the leg and this half of the leg are basically the same length. So you can't put your foot here unless the leg was going back in perspective. So you put the foot here, then you have to draw through a little bit, and you put your foot here. So again, a different position altogether tells a little bit more about the timing that particular person is in. He flew up with that leg there because that was that action, that was that particular pose he's in at that particular second, because this next move determines this pose. This pose causes him to do the next move, if you understand what I'm saying. If you don't, leave a comment. Oh, speaking of that, subscribe and give me a thumbs up, because I never say that. I always say, I forget to say that at the very end of the video. So subscribe. If you're liking what I'm doing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and leave a comment and give me a thumbs up. All right, so this is getting blurry because my phone sucks. So I'm going to stop it and redo it so it'll be a little clearer. It's going to be clear in the finishing, in the edited product, but for me to see it, it's a little unclear. So let me stop it real quick. All right, so that's a little clearer to me. It might seem a little clearer to you as well. So okay, that's another position. We had the what, 2 so far? 2 positions. I have to keep up, and which is a sweet position. Now let's change that again to another one. And remember, these are just cylinders and ovals, and it's really, really raining nicely right now. Good sleep weather. I like rain, especially when you don't have to go to work the next day. All right, so now, let's just say I wanted to bring this leg right up in front. So what this is a circle, like this, just a circle. Now this is the back. So if this was the cylinder that I'm drawing, it's going to be like this, and that circle that I just drew right here is this. So now I'm going to draw this front circle. Now let's say I wanted it to come out more this way. So I would draw that front circle right here, giving me my cylinder, and then I can put my leg. I can either bend it back or I can have it come forward. So let's just do it forward just because. So from here, let's put the knee, and then straight down, we have the calf, shin, calf, whatever, other side, and then the foot, which is just this again. Like that. So, I mean, that's kind of an awkward position, something I wouldn't really use, but I'm just showing you how to do it in Thundercats. I'm showing you how to do it in foreshortening. So, this is something I wouldn't have it out, but what I would do is have it in. So let's do that again. Let's take this, let's keep this, and let's remove this. Now, instead of putting the circle out here, let's put it in a little bit in here, in this edge. And then I have the knee here, the line, the calf, and then this. And then the foot again. Like that. Another position. That's not too shabby, but what I would do, if I was going to have this position, I would bring it over more. So let's do that. And remember, all that was just, you should be able to know how to draw this because this is ain't no different. Just the knee, straight down, curve, and then a little curve on that side, and then your foot. And then this is your inner thigh right here, the circle. Because this circle is going to be out here. If I put this circle over here, this would just shift over. So let's do this. Let's move this over closer to the leg. Now I can have this circle by doing this. Wherever I put this outer circle, or this would be the front circle, I could shift it over here. I could shift it over here. I could have it down below here, and that just means the leg is going to be going down more, depending on where I shift that. Try that exercise at home. Get your piece of paper, do this, one circle, and then put your another circle somewhere on that. Keep that circle, well, you don't have to have it inside the circle, but just put the circle somewhere, and then do this. And then you can add something to this. Just add another cylinder to that. It doesn't have to be a foot or leg. Just do your outer circle, do your other circle here. If you want to take it off out of the circle, bring it here, and then something goes down. Whatever, leg, arm, whatever you choose to do. But just practice that. Circle here, put the circle down here. This, so that you know what direction it's going in, and then just add your knee or whatever down here. Good practice. Good exercise, good practice. Okay, so what I've said I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this over, and I'm going to bring this leg, or this outer circle or front circle, in more. Then, there's my knee, then come down. Calf, inside and bringing this leg close to this leg. It's about long enough, and then have the foot come down again, like that. So now, the one thing about this is I would slim this down. I wouldn't have it sticking out so much, because when you shifted the leg over, the whole hip moves over as well. Like that. And then this muscle, there's a muscle here, and this part right here. So this is going to come like this. This leg is going to come up, dip down like that, and then this is that muscle right here. So you're going to have that shape to the leg. Then you have your knee here, like that. So you have a lot to choose from. And each position is a different span in time or a different reason for moving that way. Now, I'm kind of partial to the one that we had here. So let's go that. So that'll be my final one. I mean, you can choose whichever one you did. You can just pause it if you're drawing with me. Pause it, draw that leg you want or that position you want, and you go from there. So let me do that, and let me go back to this one. I mean, this is not too shabby, but I could have drawn multiple drawings, but I didn't want to get that far into this. The red pencil I like because it has good bite, but it's hard to erase a lot of time, especially if you're drawing hard. So either don't use a red pencil or just don't draw hard. Okay, back again with the house. This, gotta have that line here, and then I had this other one, actually with my line here. This other leg was like this, I believe. And then this back here, and the foot is gonna be tucked behind there, so you won't see too much of the foot. Draw the foot, Brian, like that. Now, the one thing I'm seeing as I'm looking in my monitor, this is a little long, so let me lift that up. Another reason not to draw hard or to use a light pencil, because you'll be doing a lot of erasing. Okay, start again. There's my thing, there's my house right there, there, and there. Okay, that's better. And it's kind of high up. There's that leg, it's right here. This foot is going to be here. And I'll keep this position. I mean, I could have brought the foot down more and back, but I just like this one to me. Because it's kind of like he went up and stopped, and that foot pulled back because of that sudden stop. All right, so that's my position. Let me round this up a little bit. I'm going to probably just go ahead and speed draw this. Oh, before I do that, remember this leg. It comes up like this, down and in like that. And then you have that connected to the hip here, here. Before I speed draw, let's do the abs. They're going to come in, come around, come in, around and come in like that. You're going to have your love handle, which is your obliques. Getting some anatomy lessons here. And that's not necessary for you to draw, but I just draw it so I'll know where the hips start and the waist ends, shall we say. With this curve, this should be your first, where this curves around, this should be your first set of abs. That comes in, curves in, and then my second set, I'll bring it out. So I'll bring the first one in like this and the second one out like that to give it that more sucked in look like he doesn't have any fat. Remember, this comes in. You can bring this in more. And then the third set, following that guideline, except for this one, because this one sucks in, and this one comes around that guideline, that direction line, and then you have these big ones down here. So there's your abs. So from there, I think I would just do speed drawing, and I'll see you guys at the end of this drawing. Yeah, I'm still playing around with it. I always do stuff like that. And then of course, you haven't gone to speed drawing yet. The head, you can have the head facing this way, like he saw something, he turned, he was flying, he stopped suddenly, which is why the leg kicked in like that, from the sudden stop, because he saw whatever, missiles being fired at him, or his enemy, or he found what he was looking for. So that's why he stopped like that. That's for the sudden stop. That's why the elbows come up and the leg came up, because it was a sudden stop. He noticed, what? Like that. So yeah, this is comics. All right, so now we'll get with the speed drawing, and then I'll get back to you. Yeah. All right, and there you have it, your flying superhero pose. And as I said before, you can add some speed lines, direction lines. They have to be curved, Brian. If you're going to do it right. They have to be curved, so people know that this guy was coming up, and they say he stopped suddenly, and he saw whatever he saw. And as I say, that's the reason why the arms came up and the leg comes up. So it's about what position in time is this guy in when you're drawing. So I think that's going to be it for this one. Hopefully it wasn't too long. And as I said, if you enjoyed it, if you learned something, if you liked it, subscribe. I'm trying to get that 10,000. Well, I'm trying to get 1 million really, but you know it's going to take some time. But 10,000 would be nice. Subscribe, leave a comment, hit the thumbs up button to show YouTube, hey, this guy's doing a pretty good job at teaching and drawing. So other than that, that's going to be it for this video. And stay tuned, because I got a bunch of videos lined up, bunch of lessons lined up, shall we say. Not videos, I haven't done them yet, they're lessons. And then hopefully they'll be out within a few days of this one. All right, that's it. Keep drawing. As I say, never stop art. All right, I'm out. I'll see you guys at the next lesson. All right, I said I was out, but I'm not out. Got one more thing to say. Don't forget to join me on Unfinished Comics. That's my Facebook page, where we can get together and we talk about our books, or your troubles, or whatever you have. Not your troubles like, oh, my wife left me, or, you know, my dog ran away. Not those kind of troubles. Troubles with drawing that you might have. I'm doing free critiquing. I'm going to start doing critiquing videos. When people put some of their drawings up, I have no problem doing a video critiquing their art, showing them what their weak spots are and helping them over that. So that's Unfinished Comics. The address is here somewhere or here somewhere, depends on where I put it. And yeah, we get a little comic group going together, some discussions, and show each other our work and so forth. It's a small channel and it's still growing, or it's a small group and it's still growing, but yeah, join me there. So now I'm out. Subscribe. Again, subscribe. See you later.